Hello friends and yogis, welcome to this new moon yoga practice. We're on day 24 of the 30-day Go Love Yourself yoga offering that I'm doing for January. And I'm super honored to be here with you guys on this new moon, which is in the sign of Aquarius. And part of the energy of this new moon is kind of shaking things up. So if you feel yourself craving change, or if your world kind of gets rattled and rolled, it could be the energy of the new moon. The other beautiful thing about new moons is that it's a really powerful time to create intentions for what we want to see more of in our lives. So that's where we're going to start our practice today. I'm going to have you come into a comfortable seated position, grab your pets, get on your mat, and we'll turn the palms to face upwards towards the energy of the new moon. We'll close the eyes and take a couple of breaths just to ground and settle our energies and minds, allowing ourselves to sort of sink deeper into the practice, drop out of the thoughts of the mind a little bit more. And then from that kind of clear space, start to notice if there's something that you'd like to create more of in your life. Take a moment to feel into what has been working and maybe also noticing what hasn't been working. And then just like a seed that's being planted, we're going to plant that intention as though it's already happening or it's already a possibility. So for instance, if I want to create more abundance in my life, I could create an intention of, I am surrounded by abundance in all aspects of my life. So creating that intention with present tense phrasing as though it's already occurring. And then we'll release the thought of that intention. Trust that just by creating that intention, somehow it's going to grow. And we'll notice opportunities in our lives that we can continue to kind of water it and watch it manifest. Let's take our hands towards heart center. Let's drop our chin down towards our chest. Let's reach the fingertips forward as though we were kind of sending out that intention to the universe. We'll round our spines, drop our chin down towards our chest. And then open up, taking the hands nice and wide, keeping the elbows bent, lifting through the sternum and the chest, drawing the shoulder blades back, opening up ourselves to infinite potential and possibility. And then reaching the hands behind us, let's take the feet wide. Sagira is feisty today. And we're going to take our feet out towards the edges of the mat, and we'll just start to do a nice knee down here from side to side. Feeling that gentle opening through the legs and the hips. Next time the feet rock over towards the right, let's take the hands towards heart center. Pause for a moment, engage through the core, lift through the chest, pull in through the low belly. And then we'll take the hands back, we'll rock it to the other side. Same thing, hands towards heart center, lifting up, strong core, reach the top of the head upward. And then we're gonna keep the hands at heart center, and we're just gonna go here from side to side, keeping as lifted as we can as we go. So just generating a little bit more heat through the body. We'll do one more time each way. Sweep the hands around next time you come towards the right. We'll come into a little bit of a twist here. So using the hands to help rotate the spine, and then gaze over top of the right shoulder. We're going to keep the legs where they are. We're going to come down to that right forearm, and we're going to reach the left hand up and overhead. So creating a bit of an arch through the left side of the body. And then we'll sweep that left hand down and around, take the hands back towards heart center, rock it over. Now we're facing towards the left. We're going to take the hands, plant them behind, use the hands to help revolve the upper body, gazing over top of the left shoulder this time. And then we'll take that left forearm down towards the ground. Just sweep the right hand up and over. I know it might be hard to see my positioning, but you can't really get it wrong as long as you're feeling an opening into the body somewhere. So that's what our yoga practice is about. It's not about having the poses look a certain way, but finding some spaciousness and releasing tightness and holding intention in our own bodies. Beautiful. Let's sweep that hand back and around. Take the hands toward heart center one more time, and then we'll face towards the front. We're going to take the hands towards the ankles. Use the arms to help lift through the chest, and then begin to walk it forward just a little bit further. Lifting through the upper body, let's come back into a cross-legged seated position. Maybe take the shin in front that you don't normally have so that the seat is feeling a little bit different than normal. We're going to come into eagle arms, so sweeping the hands around and then turning the palms to face one another or just placing the backs of the hands together. And then we're just going to start to circle the arms here a little bit. So we're taking the stretches from the lower body that we were just working on. We started to open up through the spine. Now we're taking it into the shoulders and the upper back. We'll take a few circles, move them in the opposite direction. And then let's take that same position with our arms that we started with. So bringing the arms into cactus position, spreading the fingertips nice and wide, lifting up through the chest, gazing up. Imagine like you had a string from your sternum up towards the ceiling, and that string was being lifted. So we're opening up through the chest and the upper back. And then we'll take eagle arms on the other side. So this time the opposite arm is on the bottom. We're going to take the palms to face one another if that works for the arms. And then we'll do that same circling motion. You'll probably notice some heat generated through the shoulders and the arms. And then we'll take those circles, move them in the opposite direction. And then releasing the arms, take that cactus arm position one more time. Let's take our hands down towards our knees. Take the weight of the body back, around through the spine. Drop the chin down towards the chest. And then as we lift up, take the weight of the body forward, draw the shoulders back, gaze up. From here, let's take it into a tabletop position. So sweeping the knees underneath the hips. Hands are going to come forward, and we're going to surrender down towards the mat. So we will walk our palms forward, and then we're going to lower first the heart or the chest and then the forehead. Now we can keep our arms straight like this, or we can take our elbows down towards the ground, place the palms together, and lift the hands up overhead. And then releasing the hands, lifting the head, walk the hands over towards the right side, and then take the forehead down towards the floor, feeling that deeper stretch into the left side of the body. So opening up all of the lines of energy, getting stuff moving in places that maybe it's been holding or tight. Pushing into the hands, walk the hands back through center, and then over towards the left side, releasing the forehead to the mat. And then just gently pulling that right hip back. Breathing some space into that right armpit, the right side of the body. And then we'll come all the way back towards center. Hands are shoulder width apart. We're going to drop the elbows down towards the ground, shift the weight of the body forward, untuck the toes, take the tops of the feet towards the floor, and we're finding our Sphinx pose here. So not too much pressure or compression into the low back. Lifting through the chest. Let's take our hands wide in the hands. We'll lift up into seal if that's okay for the low back. If not, let's just keep the elbows down. And then we'll release the elbows back to the earth, lower the upper body. We're going to take the knees wide and the soles of the feet together. From here, lift back up into that Sphinx pose. And then we'll look over top of the right shoulder towards the feet, feeling that deeper into the left hip. Sweep it back through center, gaze towards the left. And then this time as we come back through center, we're going to start to lift the hips, walk the hands back, take the toes together, knees are going to be apart. And we'll sink it back into a child's pose for 3 deep, full breaths. And then rising up as we walk the hands back towards the hips, coming into a kneeling position. And we'll finish how we started, taking hands towards heart center, dropping the chin down towards the chest, feeling into infinite potential and possibility for whatever it is that we are creating in our lives. Thank you for practicing with me on this new moon, yogis. Namaste.